Today we will cover a topic that comes under nursing research and statistics. Without this, very difficult to do the research. For giving a better result of the research, sampling is very much essential. So first we will see what is meant by population. Population, it is the entire aggregation of units or elements that the researcher is interested to do the research. So that is known as the population. Next one is what is a sample. Sample, it is the subset of the population. Small portion of the population is known as the sample. Next we will see what is the meaning of sampling. Sampling, it is the process of selection of a subset of elements from the population that will give the characteristics of the population, that is known as the sampling. Next we will see what are the importance of the sampling in research. So important, mainly in the research, the sampling will gives adequate time. It can clearly define the objectives and it will save the energy of a person, and it will maintain the resources of the person, and it will give an adequate practicability of the research study. It will give the characteristics of the population, and it will go with the homogeneity of the research study, and the responder can able to clearly met during the research study time, and this will clearly finish the very fastly we can finish the data collection process, and this will support the research design and give a plan of data analysis, and this will give the research result in a accurate manner, and feasibility of the research and objectivity of the research also will be obtained. These are the main importance of the sampling in nursing research. Next we will see what are the principles of sampling. So principles, first one is the sampling units or the elements of the research has to be selected systematically, orderly and objectively. Second one is it should be easily identifiable, and we need to have a study of the target population, and all the sample units should be independent of each other, and proper sample size should be present, and the samples, if you see, it should not be interchangeable and it should be present throughout the studies. And once the sample units are the elements taken for the research, it should not be discarded from the research study, and it should have a proper sound criteria, and it should avoid the bias or errors or distortions of the particular research, and it should always adhere the principles of research. So these are the main principles of sampling that present in the nursing research. Next we will see what are the factors that affects the sampling. So factors, if you see, first one is based on the objective of the nursing research or need of the nursing research, the sampling has to be selected. Second one is it should give a definition of the population. So what is the target population, what is the inclusive criteria, what is the exclusive criteria, so what is the correct population that is needed for our research. So that meaning has to be given. Next one is nature of the populations. So what is the characteristics, features or significance of the population, homogeneity, heterogeneity, that can be clearly mentioned. Then next we have to see the availability of the resources, comprehensively, detailedly analyze what are the resources that is needed for the sampling process. Next factors, it should determine the research design, adhere the research design. Mainly should know about what is the research design, what about the data collection, and it should help us to do the data analysis process also. And last one is it should always give a hand with the ethical and legal aspects of the aspects of the research. So these are the major factors that determine the samplings. When these factors are good, our sampling process also will be good and research also will be good. Next we will see what are the steps that comes under the sampling. First one is sample choice has to be done. We have to see what type of sample we need to see. What is the target population, what is the ethical and aspects, what is the homogeneity, what is the representatives of the population, from where we will get the population. So all this we have to see in the first step. Then next second step we have to compare the census and the sampling. So what is the population, how we will take the census of the population, how we are going to do the sampling technique. So that we have to see. And third step is choose and determine what type of probability, whether is the probability sampling technique or non-probability sampling technique we are going to do in our research, which is more suitable for the particular research. And fourth step is choose. So in the third step we will decide in our research non-probability sampling technique or probability sampling technique. And in the fourth step what we will do, one sampling technique we will be choosing and keeping for our research. Then next step we have to decide the sample size, how much sample is needed for our research. Then last one is select the sample according to the procedure. So prepare and selection of the sample. So these are the steps that comes under the sampling process. Next we will see what are the types of sampling. Sampling mainly two types are there, probability sampling and non-probability sampling. So what is meant by probability sampling? Probability means equal chance of units or elements in the population for participating in our research study. So we are giving equal chance of all the subject. So here highly representative is there in the probability sampling technique. In the probability sampling technique, what are the types comes means, first one is simple random probability sampling. In the simple random probability sampling, so equal chance is given. It is one of the probability sampling method. Equal chance is giving for all the subject. So here the samples are taken by like lottery method or random table method, personal identification number method, blind method, computerized method. So we are picking up the samples and equal opportunity is giving. And next second method is systemic sampling method. Here what is there, first target population we are arranging in a sequence order, order based, then after that we are making a interval, equal interval, then we are taking the samples from the interval. So here kth value we can tell, that is the population size divided by the sample size. Next one is stratified sampling. In the stratified sampling, from the total population we are first dividing like a strata or the group. Here the homogeneous should be there in the group. Then next after that we are taking the samples or selecting the sample. For example like sex, class or family, like that we are dividing, then we are selecting the group. Next we will see last one is cluster sampling. Clusters, the target population is divided like clusters, that is a naturally forming clusters. Then from the clusters we are selecting the units or the subjects. It is a very large enough to take the samples, then we can go with the cluster stage. One phase method is there, two phase, multi-phase method is there. So according to our research we can choose the probability sampling. And second method is non-probability sampling. Non-probability sampling, here there we are not giving equal chance for all the subject to participate in our research study. So here if you see no representative will be there. So first one is convenient sample. It is otherwise known as accidental sampling or haphazard sampling. Here according to the research convenience, the researcher will select the sample for the research. Second one is purposive sample or judgmental. According to the research purpose or interest, the samples are selected, that is known as the purposive sampling. And third one is quota sampling. According to the quota, the samples are selected till the sample size is achieved, the samples will be selected. Then next one is snowball sampling. So somebody will be recommended or giving the idea of the samples, based on that they will select the sample, that is snowball type of sampling. Then next one is incidental sampling. So incidentally we are selecting the samples for our research, then it is known as the incidental sampling. These are the some of the types of sampling techniques that comes under the non-probability sampling techniques. So as a nurse researcher, we have to decide what is our type of study. According to the design, we have to choose what sampling technique is needed for our research, then we can use all the step of the sampling technique and we can proceed our nursing research, and we can have an accurate completeness of our research study based on our data analysis with the help of the sample. This will be benefited for data collection also. So today class we have seen about what is meant by sampling, what is the importance, what are the principles, what are the sampling process, what are the factors involved, and what are the types of sampling. Today I am signing off, Mrs. Nima. Next video we will meet again. Thank you.